So, hi all, welcome back to Ego, the skill provider. And this is the second class that we are going to continue about binomials. Binomials is a part of vocabulary building of series, right? I believe I told you the same things yesterday. It is all about how to improve your vocabulary. I already inform you that vocabs is the raw building block of any communication skill, right? Whether it's written English or spoken English, you are supposed to know a lot of vocabulary. And believe me, that binomials or binomial expressions, or commonly we call it binomials, these are very important because it comes handy whenever you want to speak English just like a native speaker. That word is very important. Something just like a native speaker. You are supposed to speak just like a native speaker. No more translation is required. No more grammar is required whenever you're trying to speak English. If you know binomials, if you know collocation, if you know phrasal verbs, if you know idioms, and little bit of knowledge in formation of a sentence, I'm sure you guys can speak English. Okay. So this is the second class, and we are going to learn something called Binomials Part Two. Okay, so this is something called Binomial Part Two. In the Binomial Part One, I believe uh, I've given you some 5 to 6 different binomials or binomial expressions that you can use in your day-to-day life. Okay, so today also I'm going to give you a very interesting, popular that you can use easily. Okay, day-to-day conversation. Look, this is not about writing something. So you can use it as it is. आराम से अपन तक यूज करिपरिबे अपन को डे टू डे लाइफ रे. You are trying to start a conversation with your boss, with your colleagues, with your friends, with your wife, or husband, anything and anybody. Doesn't matter. The thing is that you are using these binomials, you sounds like a native speaker. So that's more important. Okay. The first binomials for today, that part two, the first and foremost, the first, okay. So this you have been using for quite some time. The first and foremost. So whenever you say the first and foremost, that means you are trying to refer to a particular action. So let me tell you, like create a situation. Like meaning is. Let me give an example. The meaning is most importantly. The meaning is that. So we are not confined. We don't want to confine our discussion to meaning only. I want to give you the exact situation. Okay. So we call it SBL again, situation based learning, right? So this is our, something called USP. So the moment I say the first and foremost, the meaning is most importantly. So what are the situation you can use it? Let me give you a situation. They come to like we are just like sitting you all my colleagues, so ଆମେ ଗୋଟେ discussion କରୁଛନ୍ତି picnic ଯିବା ପାଇଁ. The first and foremost things that we are supposed to discuss about the location, right? ତ ଆମେ କୋଉଠିକି ଯିବା, that is more important. ସମସ୍ତେ ଯିବା ପାଇଁ ରାଜି ଅଛନ୍ତି, like I'm sure that your friends, your family, whenever you are trying to have a picnic, ତ ଆପଣ ପ୍ରଥମ ଜିନିଷଟା ଥାଏ like କୋଉ ଜାଗାକୁ ଯିବା. So I can say like the first and foremost thing that we are supposed to decide the location that we are supposed to visit for a picnic. For example, spoken English रे जदि आपण कहबे, the first and foremost things that you are supposed to in spoken English, try to listen a lot. आपण agar listening is a skill like that. So there are so many examples are there. आपण जोटा के fast करंती. Suppose ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଗୋଟେ ଆପଣଙ୍କ ଘରକୁ ଜଣେ ରିଲେଟିଭ ବା ଗେଷ୍ଟ ଆସୁଛନ୍ତି, ଆପଣଙ୍କ ଛୁଆକୁ ଆପଣ କଣ ଶିଖେଇଛନ୍ତି? Like the first and foremost things that you are supposed to greet that guy, right? you use a lot of holding your hands like that. You are telling namaskar like that. So let me tell you, the first and foremost means most importantly that when exactly you can use it, you refer to the action that should be the done fast. It is used for the action. This is the situation that should be done fast. Okay, so this is very important, my friends. So whenever I say it is used for the action that should be done first, so whenever you are trying to you want to cook something, so whatever the things you are supposed to decide what to cook, the first and foremost things that you are supposed to decide what to cook like that. There's so many countless examples are there, my friends. ଆପଣ ଆପଣଙ୍କ ଦୈନନ୍ଦିନ ଜୀବନରେ ଅନେକ ଗୁଡ଼ିଏ ଜିନିଷ ପ୍ରାୟୋରିଟି ଦେଇ କରୁଛନ୍ତି। ସପୋଜ ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ଆଜି ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ 5ଟା ଜିନିଷ କରିବାର ଅଛି, ଲେଟ୍ ମି ଟେଲ୍ ୟୁ। ତ ଆପଣ ସେଟା ଗୋଟେ ତ ଗୋଟେ ଇମ୍ପୋର୍ଟାଣ୍ଟ ଜିନିଷ କରିଥିବେ, ଦ ଫାର୍ଷ୍ଟ ଯୋଉଟା କରିବେ ଭେରି ଇମ୍ପୋର୍ଟାଣ୍ଟଲି। ତ ଧରନ୍ତୁ ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଆପଣଙ୍କ ଛୁଆର ଏକ୍ସାମ ଅଛି, ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ସ୍କୁଲ ଯିବାର ଅଛି, ଲାଇକ୍ 5-6ଟା ଜିନିଷ ଅଛି। ଦ ଫାର୍ଷ୍ଟ ଆଣ୍ଡ ଫରମୋଷ୍ଟ ଥିଙ୍ଗ ଆଇ ଏମ୍ ସପୋଜ ଟୁ ଡ୍ରପ୍ ମାଇ କିଡ୍। I'm supposed to drop my kid to the school because he has an exam today. The first and foremost. So whenever you are going to undertake 5 to 6 different things, and you're ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ଏଇ hour ରେ I have a lot of things to do. I have to call my clients, I have to do a lot of things, I have to call my people and take an update. But the first and foremost things, I'm supposed to take the class at 8:30 p.m. ତାମାନେ ସେଇଟା ହଉଛି important. Why should I am calling you? Only for taking the class. If the classes are not regular, so obviously you think that this is not a good platform because classes are not conducted every day. So that is the first and foremost thing. So taking care of a kid is the first and foremost things. If she is ill or is not well, what is the need of putting a lot of pressure on him for his or studies? So first and foremost thing is that is very important for you as far as series of action is concerned, right? So let me give an example. The first and foremost thing that we are supposed to do is to decide the location of the picnic spot. Decide the location. Like that, the first and foremost things I'm supposed to do, take your class. Then I'll do a lot of things. Suppose mo deha kharap hochi. Suppose what my relatives and my family member will tell, hey, the first and foremost things that you are supposed to take medicine, then you can do your job. So look, that is more important. Whenever you are a day-to-day life, or you have 5 to 4 works you have lined up for you, तो अपन तो कोटा गोटे प्रायोरिटी दे करिवे जोटा प्रथमे करंती, that you can say the first and foremost that I'm supposed to do like that you can give count examples. एटा अपन दैनंदिन जीवन में घटुची, राइट? तो आपनकर देह खराब अछि, आपनको कॉलेज जिबार अछि बा आपनको किछ गोटे काम करिवार अछि, तो आपण कोटा भाबंती जोटा important जोटा भाबंती most important माने superlative degree, important, more important and most important. I mean to say that that is more important or most important. Most importantly you are supposed to do that like that. आपण जेतले लाइक नो आपण छुआ बाहर को जीवा पई चाहूची, तो प्रथम जिंस कोन, प्रथम जिंस ला आपण को परमिशन नबो. The first and foremost things for your kid is to take your permission before deciding any course of action. So like that, lot of things. Suppose ଆପଣଙ୍କର madam ମାନଙ୍କର be ରୋଷେଇ ଅଛି, he has to take care of their parents, families, a lot of things, and also class is there. So ଯଦି ସେଇଟାକୁ priority ଦଉଛନ୍ତି, ସେ କେମିତି କହିବେ? The first and foremost thing is that I am supposed to attend my class at 8:30, then after I'll decide the other course of action. So this is more important. So the first and foremost means most importantly. Now this is clear to everybody? Clear? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, put a thumbs up mark and take a screenshot. Okay. So these are very important, my friends. I always inform you. Take a screenshot and then I'll go. These are very important. Binomials plays a very crucial role, shaping of your communication skill. Very important, my friends. Try to understand my point. Why I'm stressing more on your, I mean, vocabulary. People think that vocabulary ହେଇଯିବ. No, tension time ହେଇଯିବ. Sit with me for 15 days. I'll make you a master in tension time. But this is something it takes ages. It takes 15 long years, 20 long years to master vocabulary. But ଆପଣ ପାଇଁ ଗୋଟେ good news କଣ? Like I have curated the course so that ଆପଣ କିଛି ମାନେ 600 700 ୱାର୍ଡ ଭିତରେ ଆପଣ ଜାଣିକି ଆପଣ ଇଂଲିଶ କହିପାରିବେ. So ଆଉ ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ଜିନିଷଟା ମୁଁ ଦଉଛି that is situation based. ମାନେ ଏଇ ସିଚୁଏସନ ଏଟା ମୁଁ ୟୁଜ କରିବି. Obviously ମୋର ଦିନ ଯାକରେ ବହୁତ ଗୁଡେ କାମ ଅଛି, ମତେ ଏଇଟା ଆଗ କରିବାର ଅଛି. ତ how can I say I'm sorry, the first and foremost thing that I'm supposed to do like this, then I'll take care of you, all the things. ତ ସେଇ ସମୟରେ ଆପଣ କେମିତି କହିବେ ସେଟାକୁ? You can use the binomials, right? I'm going to give a lot of example also. So take a screenshot. I'm going to, okay, tell the second one. The second one for today. So the second one is called every now and then. The second one is called every now and then. Every now and then. Look, whenever you see, okay, this expression, it looks little bit complicated. Look, this is a negative word, but you can use in a positive way. The meaning is sometimes, or you can say not frequently. So whenever you don't do some things, or whenever you do some things, sometimes the frequency is 50%. ଆପଣ ପଢେଇଥିଲି, that is something called adverb of frequency. So adverb of frequency, whenever I say, that is something always 100%. Then like that, sometimes it is called 50%. Sometimes I take non-base. That means if take the example of you know in a year, so 50% times, like 50% of your total intake of food goes towards non-base. Okay, so this means is every now and then, sometimes, not frequently. So whenever you say, like suppose you are undertaking, ଆପଣଙ୍କ ଭିତରୁ a lot of people are there, due to some problems they are not able to attend class regularly. So sometimes, like we are conducting 5 days classes, they attend 2 or 3 classes. So how can they say, sorry sir, due to my busy schedule, I am attending class every now and then, not frequently, sometimes. If I'll ask you, like is it possible for you, why don't you attend class? I'm sorry sir, I have some problems at family, so that's why I can't attend regularly. But anyway, I'm attending the class every now and then, every now and then. So that means it is something called sometimes and not frequently. So you can say due to some personal issue, or you can say, ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ଆପଣ ଗୋଟେ କହୁଛନ୍ତି ସମୟ ଅଭାବରୁ. There is a beautiful word for that. Due to time constraint. The word ହଉଛି time constraint. Let me write it for you. Due to time constraint, ସମୟ ଅଭାବ. ଆମେ କହୁଛେ lack of time କହିବେନି. Try to understand. Don't try to translate. Due to time constraint, I am unable to. Suppose ଆପଣ ମତେ କହିବେ sir, କାଲି ଟିକେ ମତେ problem ହେଲା, ଟିକେ ସମୟ ଅଭାବ ରହିଲା, ମୁଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କର class କରିପାରିଲିନି. I'm sorry sir, I was completely tired of yesterday and due to time constraint, I could not the class. କେତେ ବଢିଆ English କହିଲେ ଆପଣ ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ. So try to improve yourself, yeah. It's very much easy. It is one of the easiest foreign language. But very sadly, we take, it's one of the difficult languages. No, it's not like that. Okay. So due to some personal problem, or time constraint, I attend class. I attend class every now and then. So every now and then means sometimes, not frequently. It is not frequent for me. Like as it is raining every day, so I can't go to school most of the time. So I attend regular classes every now and then. So like that, every now and then means it is something called sometimes. So ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ମୁଁ କାଲି ବି କହିଥିଲି, let me tell the same things for you. Like ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆପଣ ଏଇଟା use କରୁଛନ୍ତି, there's a difference. There's a difference. What is the difference? Difference, you convert yourself, you transform yourself to a native speaker. Just like empty native speaker ମାନେ କୁହନ୍ତି. If you can check out a lot of Hollywood movies, you can find it out. These guys use every now and then. I can't go there. I'm going there every now and then. So every now and then, sometimes you feel is that a big issue behind it. It's such a huge vocabulary. I'm sorry. The word is very simple. Sometimes. ଆପଣ କହୁନାହାନ୍ତି sometimes I go there. ମୁଁ କହିବି sir ଆପଣ non-veg ଖାଆନ୍ତି? Sometimes. Instead of sometimes, you can say every now and then. So ସେଇଟା ହଉଛି it looks it looks very attractive and very impressive also. Okay, now this is clear. Every now and then, everybody, yes or no? Clear? It's clear to everybody? Okay, fine. Clear. Take a screenshot. Take a screenshot, everybody. The third one. The third one is very interesting, my friends. That is something called put your heart short. Okay. So look, this is a very beautiful examples you normally give to your kids. ଆପଣ ଗୋଟେ କଥା କୁହନ୍ତିନି, ଲାଇକ୍ ଆପଣ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଛୋଟ ପିଲାଟେ ପାଠ ପଢୁଥିବ, ଇଜ ଇଜ ରଫ୍ ଆଟେନସନ, ସେ ତା ଆଟେନସନ ସ୍ପାନ ରହୁନି, ତ ଆପଣ କଣ କହୁଛନ୍ତି? ମନ ଦେଇ କାମ କର, ମନ ଦେଇ। ତ ମନ ଦେଇ ମାନେ ଆପଣଙ୍କ ମାଇଣ୍ଡରେ ଗୋଟେ ଆସିଯାଉଛି, ମନ ଦବା ମାନେ ଆଟେନସନ, ପେ ଆଟେନସନ। So but actually, for entire span of the pay attention is just like a collocation. It has a collocation. Pay attention. Pay attention your study. Like that you can say. But ଆପଣ କହିବେ ତୁ ଗୋଟେ ମନ ଦେଇ ପାଠ ପଢେ, ତ ଆପଣ ଏଟା କେମିତି ଇଂଲିଶ ରେ କହିବେ? ତ obviously ଆପଣ ପୁଣି ଟ୍ରାନ୍ସଲେସନ କରିବା ପାଇଁ ଚେଷ୍ଟା କରିବେ. Don't do translation. Use this binomials. Use this. How I'm going to tell you. So whenever you say put your heart and soul, that means you do a lot of things enthusiastically. What is enthusiasm? Lot of interest. ଆପଣ ଦେଖିଥିବେ କିଛି ଗୋଟେ କାର୍ଯ୍ୟ କଲା ସମୟରେ ପିଲାମାନେ ବହୁତ ଆଗ୍ରହ ହେଇଥାଏ। ଆପଣ ବି ଲାଇକ୍ ସପୋଜ ମୁଁ କହିବି ଯେ ଆର୍ ୟୁ ଇଣ୍ଟରେଷ୍ଟେଡ ଟୁ ଜଏନ୍ ମାଇ କ୍ଲାସ? ୟେସ୍ ସାର୍, like I'm eagerly waiting for that. Sometimes I'm enthusiastically looking forward your classes. So what do you mean by that? ଯୋଉଠି ଆପଣଙ୍କର enough interest is there. Okay, so that is something called put your heart and soul. If you want to be successful in your life, if you want to be successful in your life, you have to put your heart and soul into the action. If you want to get a first class, you are supposed to put your heart and soul into a study. So like that you have to say, right? So it is a very, you guys have been using it quite some time. But ଆମେ ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ, ଆପଣ ଯଦି କହିବେ ସାର୍ ମୁଁ ତ ପେ ଆଟେନସନ ଜାଣିଛି, ଠିକ ଅଛି, ଆପଣଙ୍କ କଥାଟା ମୁଁ ଆକ୍ସେପ୍ଟ କଲି, I accept your argument. And suppose ଆପଣ କହିଲେ put ଆପଣ ସେଇଟା ଜାଣିଥିଲେ, ଏଇଟା ଜାଣିଲେ, ତ ୟୁ ଗୋଟେ ସିଚୁଏସନ କୁ ଆପଣ ଦିଟା ଭୋକାବୁଲାରୀ ୟୁଜ କରିପାରିଲେ, ତ ୟୁ ଆର ଗ୍ରେଟ୍। ତ ଆପଣ ଯୋଉ କହୁଛନ୍ତି ଫମ୍ବଲିଂ ହଉଛି, ଫମ୍ବଲିଂ ମାନେ ବୁଝୁଛନ୍ତି, ଫମ୍ବଲିଂ ମାନେ ଆପଣ କହି ଚାଲିଥିବେ, ହଠାତ୍ ମାଇଣ୍ଡ ଗୋଟେ ୱାର୍ଡ ଗାୟବ ହେଇଗଲା, ତ ଆପଣ କହୁନାହାନ୍ତି ସାର୍ ଆଇ ଏମ୍ ନଟ୍ ଗେଟିଂ ୱାର୍ଡସ୍ ଆଟ୍ ଦ ରାଇଟ୍ ଟାଇମ୍। କଣ ପାଇଁ ହଉନି? କାହିଁକିନା କେବଳ ଗୋଟିଏ ଜିନିଷକୁ ଆପଣ ଗୋଟିଏ ୱାର୍ଡ ଜାଣିଛନ୍ତି, गोटे सिचुएशन एंड गोटे वर्ड आपण भाबुछन्ती आपण गोटे सिचुएशन अछि आपण को दीटा वर्ड जानछन्ती गोटे वर्ड मन न पइला आ गोटे वर्ड लगेइ देबे एंड यू बिकम फ्लुएंट सो yesterday I told you the same things that it is the value it is the capacity to make a fluent speaker for example मु जानि attention pay attention like collocation हम जदि कहबा pay attention to study put your heart and soul into study like say gote situation but two different words are there two vocabs are there so it is easy for me I can speak English so that is why knowing vocabulary is important gote situation ro gote word kebolo janantuni you are supposed to know a lot of vocabulary for a particular situation so that if one is not coming the second one will come 100% the third one will come ଆପଣ ଯେତେବେଳେ ସବୁ ଯାହା ବି କରୁଛନ୍ତି why you put two more account ଗୋଟେ account ଦିଟା account ତିନିଟା account କାଇଁ ରଖିଛନ୍ତି ଯଦି ଗୋଟେ account ଆପଣଙ୍କ failure ହଉଛି second account comes to your help exactly same things if one word is not enough put a buffer for your second thing just like a step in okay so put your heart and soul so that means do something enthusiastically enthusiastically means with a lot of passion interest okay so whenever you do something with a lot of passion interest and that is something called put your heart and soul suppose I am your manager so the work has not been started so far I say guys please come on do you know this is the 17th of this month and we are almost running out of time we have only 13 working days are there out of which there are 2 holidays so more or less you are getting only 10 working days so you have to put your heart and soul into the action if you want to complete it or you can say to the students hey your exam is around the corner only 5 days left or you have a very competitive exam is coming on your way and if you want to be successful you have to put your heart and soul that means you have to do something enthusiastically with a lot of passion with a lot of interest if there is no interest obviously that work is not going to be successful so that's why you have to put your heart and soul okay let me give an example for you only thing is that look try to understand the situation and where exactly you can use it two things you are supposed to remember the uses part and the meaning you can get it everywhere you can just search Google you can get it but using at the right position at the right time at the right situation it's challenging task for you guys so that's why I always say that pay attention to the uses part don't worry for the what is the meaning you can get it man it's easy for you to get the meaning you have a Android set smartphone you can search Google and just put the word you will get the meaning so it's not a great task for anybody even a small kid who knows how to operate Google in a smartphone he can get the meaning but what about the uses part that's the challenging part okay so let me give you an example guys if you want to be successful you need to put your heart and soul into your action so whatever the actions you are going to do if you are trying to put a lot of just like enthusiastically use huge interest you have to generate you should have a lot of fire in your belly that's an idiom okay so ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ଆପଣ କେବଳ ଖାଲି କିଛି ଜିନିଷ ମନେ ରଖିଯାଆନ୍ତୁ try to remember these words and try to use it bring out the situation and make it a lively discussion and it is going to give you a lively discussion okay ଆପଣ ଯୋଉଠି English ଗୁଡା କହିବେ obviously you are going to garner a lot of attention but whenever you are using normally you have to do everything with a lot of interest passion you know these words are everywhere people are using it so there is no speciality and if you want to be special if you want to be standout performer you are supposed to use this kind of words. So that's why I'm going to give you these things. Okay. Now this is clear to everybody. Clear? Take a screenshot. Yeah, please take a screenshot. Fine. Muktigan sir, more question?
No, sir.
Okay, fine. So take a screenshot so that we are going to the next one. Everybody, if you're not able to get anything, it is my sincere request. Don't consider me as your, just like I'm a trainer, your brother. Always you are free to ask me any questions. Shoot at me. Shoot at me means you can put any questions at your will, at your disposal. You can question me, it doesn't matter. Because only for that you are here. ଯଦି ଆପଣଙ୍କର question ଅଛି ଆପଣ ଭାବିବେ ଯେ like the lot of people are there, if I'll ask then I'll take it negative. Never. I always take everything in a very positive way. Okay, so this is something called put your heart and soul. Okay, fine. So let me give you the fourth one. That's also you guys are using almost every day. Okay, that is something called fair and square. This is called fair and square. So what do you mean by fair and square? Look, it is something called very small word. That is something called honestly. So whenever you are doing something honestly, you can say fair and square. So you might be asking, sir, what is the situation you can use? Yes, there are a lot of situations where your credibility is being tested. For example, ଆପଣ ଆପଣଙ୍କ ଛୁଆକୁ ପଚାରନ୍ତି ଏଟା କୋଉଟେ ଉତ୍ତାରି ଦେଇଛୁ ନା କୋଉଟେ କରିକି ଆଣିଛୁ ନିଜେ ନିଜେ କରିଛୁ ଟେ ହଁ ସାର୍ ମୁଁ ନିଜେ କରିଛି ଆଜ୍ଞା ଆମେ ଦେଖୁଛେ ଅନେକ ଗୋଟେ ସ୍ପୋର୍ଟସ ଆଣ୍ଡ ଗେମ୍ ହଉଛି ଯୋଉଟା କି ଅମ୍ପାୟାର କ୍ରିକେଟ କଥା କହୁଛି ଅମ୍ପାୟାର ଟିକେ ମାନେ 420 କରିଦିଅନ୍ତି ମାନେ ଆଉଟ ନଥିବ ଆଉଟ ଦେଇ ଦିଅନ୍ତି ଏମିତି ହୁଏ ତ ସେଇଟା ହଉଛି ଅନେଷ୍ଟ ଖେଳ ନୁହେଁ ତ ଆପଣ ଯୋଉ ସମୟରେ ଇଟ୍ସ ଏ ଗେମ୍ ଅର ସ୍ପୋର୍ଟସ ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ ଇଜ କଲ୍ଡ achievement. So whenever you have achieved something honestly or without any unfair means, you can use fair and square. Suppose ଆପଣଙ୍କ ଭିତରୁ ଅନେକ ଜବ୍ ପାଇଛନ୍ତି ରାଇଟ୍ ପ୍ରାଇଭେଟ ଜବ୍ ହଉ ବା ଗଭର୍ଣ୍ଣମେଣ୍ଟ ଜବ୍ ହଉ ଆପଣଙ୍କର କିଛି ରେକମେଣ୍ଡେସନ ନାହିଁ ୟୁ ଆର୍ ଜଷ୍ଟ ଲାଇକ୍ ଏ ଫ୍ରେଶର or you went to face the interview ଆପଣ ଇଣ୍ଟରଭ୍ୟୁରେ ପାସ୍ କଲେ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଜବ୍ ମିଳିଲା you can say I got this job fair and square. That means I got this honestly without any unfair means. Nobody has recommended my name. I'm just like a free person come for the interview. I would check the ad. I just went for the interview, sat at the interview, and I cleared it. ସେମିତି ମନେକର ଇଣ୍ଡିଆ ମାନେ ଅଷ୍ଟ୍ରେଲିଆ ସହିତ ଭଲ ଖେଳିକି without any partiality, without any juggernaut, without anything. So you can say India won that match fair and square. So like that, whenever something is achieved, situation, it has a meaning. This is the meaning, my friends, and this is the situation. Who situation आपण use करू? That's more important. Okay. Only knowing the meaning is a bad precedent that is already there in your mind. ଆମେ ଗୋଟେ ଇଂଲିଶ ୱାର୍ଡ ଆଗରୁ କେମିତି କରୁଥିଲେ ସାର୍ ତା ଓଡିଆଟା କଣ ତା ଓଡିଆଟା ହେଲା ଏଇଆ ବାସ୍ ଆମେ ଖୁସି we are so happy but uses is the problem. It's not about the meaning I told you now you can get it anywhere but whatever the uses କୋଉ ଜାଗାରେ ତାକୁ use କରିବି and that is the real challenge for us. Okay, so let me give you the situation for you. When something is achieved, honestly or without any unfair means, then you can use fair and square. Let me give an example. My brother got a job fair and square. You can say, like, my teacher asked me, have you done this? Yes, sir, I done it fair and square. I complete the task fair and square. I did not take any help of anybody. I done it by myself. Like that. So India won this match. Argentina won this match. Like all the things. Whenever it is an achievement, remember, It can be a job, it can be any job you have completed by your own without any help, that you can use fair and square. Now this is clear to everybody? Clear? You have a doubt, ask me. You have any further doubt? Clear, everybody? Can I get a thumbs up from your side? Or if you have any questions, you can ask me. Okay, fine. Take a screenshot. Everybody, please take a screenshot. The next one, fifth. Tried and tested. Okay. Tried and tested. It is used for method and techniques. Method and techniques. आपन को लाइफ रे आपण अनेक गोटे मेथड अप्लाई करंती, राइट? गोटे सिचुएशन आपण पाखरे अछि, आपण किछि टेक्निक अप्लाई करंती का से डील करिया पे. फॉर एग्जांपल, यू आर डीलिंग विथ अ बॉस. तो आपण देखिथिले बॉस को एमती कहले बॉस खुशी होंती. तो दैट्स ए टेक्निक. You can say, ए मु गोटे बढ़िया टेक्निक जानछि. So you can share with me. But whenever I say method, like method refers to any problems, like आपण मैथ करछंती बा किछि गोटे माने something called sums and other scientific questions हो, mathematical questions हो, जोटे आपण मेथड अप्लाई करंती. And technique you can use everywhere. आपण गोटे लाइक गोटे बाइक रिपेयर पाकु जिबे से देखि देबो, से कहबो आगे एटा प्रॉब्लम हेछि, because he is a highly experienced guy. He can, because he applied some techniques. आपण मध्ये किछि टेक्निक अप्लाई करंती. Whenever I try to speak English, I always use SBL technique, right? So right now this is, you can use for method and technique ପାଇଁ ଏଟା ବ୍ୟବହାର करा जाय. It is used for method and technique. Okay, and what's the meaning? The meaning is that you have applied it. देखंतु आपण कोठे एटा व्यवहार करिवे, आपण गोटे जिंस को अप्लाई करथिले, आपण सक्सेस पाइले, तापर आपण कहबे एटा मु अप्लाई करथिली बा काम दउछि. Yes or no? This happens. आपण गोटे दवाई खाइथिले, लाइक गोटे मेडिसिन खाइछंती, आपण को सेटा भलो होई जाइछि. यू आर माय फ्रेंड्स, आपण मते कहबे हां सेटा एमते होछि कि तमरो माइग्रेन होछि कि हेडेक होछि, एटा खाइ दियो ना, मोर काली सेमते होतला मु खाइ दिछि. तो दैट इज कम द टाइम एंड टेस्टेड मेडिसिन, time and tested method, time and tested technique. So that means you have applied it and you got success, and you recommend for others to use that. I can say like SBL technique is a tried and tested technique that I have been using for quite some time, and a lot of people are using also. Please use it, I'm sure you'll get success. So that means somebody has applied that and he got success, and it is time for us to spread the news. So that is something called tried. आपण देखु जेते सब साइंटिफिक इन्वेंशन आगो प्रथमे लैबोरेटरी, आपण देखंतु लाइक आमे कोविड-19 समय जो वैक्सीन आसिला, आमे समस्त टीका नैचे, लॉट ऑफ पीपल, ऑलमोस्ट एवरीबॉडी. तो सही समय इट वाज ए ट्राइड एंड टेस्टेड. प्रथमे किछि लोकंग देहरे लखि ताकू आमे आगो टेस्ट कले, and we got success, then it was spread everywhere. Exactly same things, that tried and tested. Suppose Muktikan sir is a teacher, Ashish sir is a teacher, Devjani ma'am is a teacher, Tapasri ma'am is a, lot of people are teachers here. So आपण जेतेले कोन करिवे, like whenever you are trying to say some things like that, no, मोटे बढ़िया ट्रिक जानिछि, एई मेथड रे कर एटा हे जिवो. So this is a time and tested method. That means this is a tried and tested. That means this particular things you have applied and you got success, and that's why you are trying to give it to others. So something has been used and is a success. Something has been used in the past and is a success, and that is something called tried and tested method. Let me give an example. The SBL technique is a tried and tested uh, tried tested method you can use to improve your spoken English. Okay, so you can use in diplomacy. Suppose India has a resilient power that it never use weapon for the first time. India ago ketale weapon use karne apan janichhanti, first Pakistan use karibo, then India will attack. So that is a time and tested method. Kaina India janichi ago अस्त्र use kariya mane, so there will be lot of sanctions. बहुत लोक sanction आम करेंगे so that we cannot get export import आमर business hamper हो तो इंडिया केतले आगो जाएनी. So that is called a tried and tested diplomacy or diplomatic channel. Like a lot of things you can use countless example my friends. आपण जोठे गोटे जिनसटा व्यवहार करिसंती सक्सेस पाइछंती आना आपण आउ जणु कहउचंती तमे सेटा यूज करो. So that is called time and आपण कहबे नि से एटा भलो हि जिवो. Yes, of course. It's time and tested here. You can say suppose ए पेन टा मु किनिची, let me give an example. एटा भलो चालुची तो आपण कहबे को पेन टा किनले हबो, like I want to write an important exam, I say just purchase this one. This is time and tested, this is tried and tested. That means I tried it and I got success. Now I recommend you to test it. That is called tried and tested. Got it, everybody? Clear? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, please take those screenshot. We'll go for, okay, fine. The next one I want to write it for you. The sixth one, look, these are very important my friends. ମୁଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ କହି ଦଉଛି ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ଏ ଯୋଉ ସାଇଡ ରେ ଯୋଉଟା ଲେଖୁଛି ତ ସେଟା ତ ଆପଣ ଜାଣିଛନ୍ତି, like no these words you know, but ସେଇଟା ଆପଣ ଗୋଟେ English ର flavor ରହିବନି ସେଇଥିରେ. Okay, so that's why these words are very important to speak English just like a native speaker. Okay, number 6, something called go hot and cold. Actually it is called hot and cold. Okay, so this is called binomial. किंतु ता सहित गो जीव ड्यू टू कलोकेशन, जेमती कहली पुट योर हार्ट एंड साउल, अपन कहबेनी आउ किछि यूज करलबो बिकॉज़ इट इज कॉल्ड कलोकेशन. कलोकेशन इज समथिंग कॉल्ड गो हॉट एंड कोल्ड. अपन कहबे सर आउ कोन यूज करले हबो केटी, नो गो विल, अपन एटी केवल गो यूज करबे, गो हॉट एंड कोल्ड. दिस इज कॉल्ड बाइनोमियल. हॉट एंड कोल्ड is binomial. Okay, and binomial se to go hot and cold. So what exactly happens whenever you become nervous? When you become nervous, you are frightened, and you have lack of confidence, you can use this. Most of the time I go hot and cold while trying to speak English. That means I feel nervous. To feel nervous or lack of confidence. So whenever you know most of the time, like you can say, oh my god, yesterday I went to the stage and I went hot and cold. What do you mean by I got nervous? I felt very nervous that time. So I was completely nervous, you can say like this. So whenever you're nervous, lack of confidence, you're frightened, and you're not able to utter few words at the right time, जोटे अपन टिके माने अपन टिके भयत रह जाते, right? So it can be anything. So don't go to hot and cold, don't go hot and cold most of the time. You can say your friend, hey, don't be hot and cold, don't go hot and cold. So like that you can say, oh my god, my kid goes hot and cold whenever you're trying to do some math problems. So it is just like feeling nervous. ଟିକେ ନର୍ଭସ୍ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମେ ହେଇଯାନ୍ତି, ଆପଣ କହୁନାହାନ୍ତି ସାର୍ ଟିକେ ମୁଁ ଇଂଲିଶ ମୁଁ ତ ଜାଣିଛି କହିବା ପାଇଁ, because I know a lot of people are with me, you know how to speak English, but whenever exactly you are trying to speak English, you become little bit nervous, and that is something called go hot and cold. Okay, so you can say I often, ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ OFTN, that is called often, often. ଆପଣ ଶୁଣିଥିବେ କିଛି ଲୋକ କୁହନ୍ତି often. So often is something called an American English, but often is called British English. Okay, so it doesn't matter. ମୁଁ ବ୍ରିଟିଶ ଇଂଲିଶ ରେ ଯାଉଛି. I don't feel American English hold good here. I don't find it is great my ear. ठीक है, सुना जाऊनी. So that I often go hot and cold. I often go hot and cold whenever I try to speak. Whenever I try to speak English, and this is called feel nervous, lack of confidence. I often go hot and cold. Oh my God, my kids always go hot and cold. So that means he feeling nervous. You can say the same things. It happens whenever I come for the first time, before you, I feel very hot and cold. I really went hot and cold whenever I come for the first time in the TV screen or something like that. You can say, okay. So this is called go hot and cold, means feel nervous or lack of confidence. Now this is clear to everybody. Clear? Take a screenshot. The seventh one, that's also very
ଗୋଟେ ଆପଣ
interesting.
କହିଥିଲେ get cold feet.
Yes, sir. Get. Ask me, sir.
Get cold feet.
Get cold feet. That is also same things. ଆପଣ ଏଇଟା କଥା କହିଛନ୍ତି ତ? Get or have or develop cold feet. तो आ मीनिंग जहाँ आ मीनिंग से तो गोटे सिचुएशन रो आपण दी दिटा जानले ना इंग्लिश तो आपण को असुविधा हबनी. यू आर राइट. मु सेही जिंसटा आपण को जाने आई एम सो हैप्पी फॉर यू टुडे. आपण जेतले ए जिंसटा कहले मु बहुत खुशी हेली काहे कि ना ए सिचुएशन ना एटा मध्ये अछि. Whenever you don't remember this one, you can use this one. Whenever you don't remember this one, you can use this one. Just like a step in. सेति पे आपण डबल इंजिन अछि. गोटे इंजिन फेल्युअर हो आ गोटे इंजिन काम करिवो लाइक दैट. So I always say that you should have some back. आम किसी बैकिंग रहिबा दरकार. But each and everything हमरो आमे गोटे शर्ट किनु नांती. We have 5 to 6 shirts. Because जदि गोटे खराब हे जाउची we have 2 shoes, pair of shoes. So same thing, you should have some vocabs. You can say I get cold feet. I got cold feet yesterday. Or I got cold feet whenever I try to speak English. The same thing, I go hot and cold. So whether it is cold feet, get cold feet, have cold feet, or develop cold feet, or go hot and cold, both have the same meaning. And you can use in the same situation, but two different structures. Clear? Clear, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now it's clear to everybody. Let me go to the seventh one. Out and out. So out and out. So whenever I say out and out, whenever you want to define something as absolute, the meaning is absolute. Okay. The meaning is absolute. Or sometimes you can say complete. Or you can say complete. Look, this is sometimes used with honesty, with truth, with falsehood. Let me give an example. Okay. So don't believe him. Whatever he says is whatever he say is out and out lies. Okay. So lies, but truth's not there. Lie is a countable noun. कौन पाई कहले सत्य गोटे किंतु मिछ होची अनेक सो लाइज तो आपण एटा कंफ्यूजन टिके हुए तो मोस्ट पीपल से lie is a countable noun or uncountable it's a countable noun because one lie two lies आपण कहना दी गोटे मिछ कथा कहितलु पुनी दीटा मिछ कहलु आपण छुआंग ऊपर रागी जानती बा those are teachers getting angry with the students आपण कहना आज जो पांचटा मिछ कहलानी गोटे मिछ लुचे पे आ गोटे मिछ कहि छले so you are trying to say 2 4 5 6 7 8 you can count lies but truth is one so truth is absolute truth that means one so truth is किछि नाही ता meaning it is called universal I mean जेमति हमें कहउचे like you know earth has a gravitational force Delhi is the capital of India truth माने इधर किछि सत्य गोटे so that's why truth there is no countable uncountable nothing like that it's just like a uncountable noun you cannot put s but here lies so this is something called absolute lie complete lie संपूर्ण सत्य संपूर्ण मिथ्या संपूर्ण ऑनेस्टी ए जो जिनसोडा करे आपण यू कैन यूज आउट एंड आउट डोंट बिलीव हिम व्हाटएवर ही सेज इज आउट एंड आउट लाइज व्हाटएवर ही सेइंग इज आउट एंड आउट ट्रुथ whatever I say I always maintain out and out and so out and out look it's a very beautiful you know synchronization केमते आपण कहिला ले केते सिंक्रोनाइज होची आपण भाषाटा देखंतु केवल जे खाली इंग्लिश कहिबा माने गोटे फोर्सफुली कहिबा सिखंतुनी ताकू टिके माधुर्य करिया पे भी सिखंतु लोक लुक्स वेरी अट्रैक्टिव आपण जे कहिबे कि ओ माय गॉड ही इज ओनली टेलिंग आउट एंड आउट लाइज केते बढ़िया सुबा गला ही इज टेलिंग कंप्लीट लाइज Are you getting the same pulse? No. अपन निजे कहंतु don't always rely whatever exactly I am telling. अपन निजे कहंतु my kid is always telling out and out lies. My kid is telling absolute lies. No, that's not going to give you that pulse. What exactly you are looking for. So that's why this is going to help you something called to improve your fluency. And this is all about the class for today. You have any further questions you can ask me.